Hi. So far we have seen conditional statements, loops, and data types in Python. In this lecture, we will see practice questions on all of them. So the concepts involved here will be firstly control statements. In control statements, we saw conditional statements, which means if, elif, else. Conditional statements, and then we had loops. They both combined were called control statements. And then we saw all the data types in detail, which means string data type, then tuple data type we saw, then set, and we saw list and dictionary, right? So we will see practice questions on each of these concepts in this lecture. So let's start. So this is the first question. It is an MCQ question. Consider the following code: x equal to -5. If x greater than 0, print positive. Elif x equal to 0, print 0. Else print negative. So what will be the output? So x is -5 here. So we will check the conditions one by one. Is x greater than 0? Is -5 greater than 0? -5 is not greater than 0. So this condition is false. So we will check elif. Is x equal to 0? X is not equal to 0. -5 is not equal to 0. So this condition is also false. And else gets executed if none of the conditions above it are true. So here else will get executed and we will print negative. So negative will be the output of this code. Option B is correct, right? Simple if, elif, else statement. The correct answer is option B. Okay. Now let's look at second question. It is a multiple select question. Multiple options can be correct. A is 10,2, a list. Then we have written B is equal to A and C is equal to A colon, which means we are doing slicing here. This is slicing. And whenever we write B is equal to A for a collection, what happens? It is reference assignment. It is reference assignment, right? So A is 10,20. So in memory, A will be pointing to a list containing values 10 and 20. It is a list. Let's say at memory location 756. Then we have B is equal to A. Whenever we write B equal to A, what does it mean? It will just, now B will also point to the same object A is pointing to, right? For any data type, if you write B is equal to A, the pointer of A, which means the address of A, will be copied in B as well. So B will also be pointing here. Then we are saying C is equal to A colon. A colon means what? We are actually taking the entire slice. Because start is not given, default value of start will be taken as 0. Stop is not given, default value of stop will be taken as the length of the list, which is 2. And step size is not given, so default value of step will be taken as 1. So entire list from 0 to 1 will be taken, right? And slicing always creates a copy. For any collection, if you are doing a slicing will always create the copy of the data type of the entire structure. So here another list will be copied in memory, let's say at memory location 819, and it will again contain the elements 10 and 20. And variable C will be pointing here. Variable C will be pointing here. So this is what A, B and C are. And which of the following statements is or are true? That's what you have to say. A equal to B. It means that whenever you are writing the comparison operator, it will check the values present inside A and B are equal or not. So the value present in A is the list containing 10,20. The value present inside B is also the list containing 10,20. And the value present inside C is also the list containing 10,20. So the value present in all of them is same, right? So whenever you are using a comparison operator like this, it will compare the values, not the addresses. So A equal to B is correct. Then second option is A is B. So when you write is operator, it checks the address. Is the address same? So the address of A here is 756. The address of B is 756. And address of C is 819. This is just an example. I have just taken some example. So A and B, yes, they have the same address. They are pointing to the same memory location. So A is B will be true. Okay, A is always checks the ID, which means the address. So A is B is true. Then we have A equal to C. So the values of A and C are also equal. The value of A is the list containing 10,20 and the value of C is also the list containing 10,20. Although they are pointing to different memory location, the value is same. Both the lists are exactly same. And hence A equal to C is also true. They are asking which of the following is or are true. So A, B, C are true. And option D is A is C. A is C means what? The address of A and the address of C. So A and C are pointing to different memory locations. So the address of A and C are not same. A is C will give you false. So A is C is incorrect. Right? So correct options here are A, B and C. Okay. Cool. Let's move to the next question. What is the output of the following program? For I in range 3, if I equal to 1, break, else print I, else. So this else belongs to this for loop here, right? And else with the for loop only executes if we did not break out of the previous loop. If the last statement which ran in the previous loop is break, then else will not execute. Else will only execute if if the previous loop executed completely, it did not break, right? Now for I in range 3 means it will take values 0, 1 and 2. So I will firstly take the value 0. Now we will compare, is 0 equal to 1? 0 is not equal to 1, so we will go to else, print I. So I will be printed, which means 0 will be printed on the screen. Then again I will take the value 1. I will take the value 1. Is 1 equal to 1? 1 is equal to 1. So we will break and I will not take the further values. We will just break out and else will not execute. Else only executes if the previous loop did actually finish, like it finished completely and it did not break. But the last statement that we ran is break, so else will not execute. Only output will be 0. So the only output in this piece of program will be 0, which is option B. Okay, look for the break statements and if else very carefully and you'll be able to do it. So correct answer is option B. Okay. Now let's look at the next problem. How many times will the following loop execute? How many times will the following loop execute? It's a numerical answer type question. So I is 1, while I is less than 10, I into equal to 2. I into equal to 2 means it is assignment operator with multiplication. So we are doing I is equal to I into 2. We are doing I is equal to I into 2. Right here. So I is 1 initially. And while loop runs until the condition is true, I will be initially 1 and we will see I is less than 10. So is 1 less than 10? 1 is less than 10, so for I equal to 1 it will run. So the loop will run for I equal to 1. We will go inside and we will say I is equal to I into 2. What is 1 into 2? 2. So I will now become 2. Now I will take the value 2. Again we will check, is 2 less than 10? 2 is again less than 10. So again the loop will again run for I equal to 2. And we will say I is equal to I into 2. So what is 2 into 2? 4. So I will become 4 now. Okay, read the statement carefully. We are not incrementing I. We are multiplying it with 2. So now I will become 4. Now is 4 less than 10? 4 is again less than 10. So the statement is true. We will again go inside. So for I equal to 4, again the condition is true. The loop will execute. And now I will become 4 into 2, which is 8. Now I will take the value 8. Is 8 less than 10? 8 is less than 10. So again for 8 also it will run. Now I will become 8 into 2, which is 16. Is 16 less than 10? 16 is not less than 10. So condition will become false. And the loop ran how many times? For 1, 2, 4 and 8. So this particular loop actually runs 4 times. And hence the answer will be 4. The question is asking how many times will the loop execute? It will execute 4 times. For I equal to 1, 2, 4 and 8. Okay. So the 4 is the answer here. Now let's look at the next problem. This is a multiple select question again. Multiple options can be correct. A is a set containing 1, 2 and 3. B is also a set containing 3, 4 and 5. Which of the following are valid expressions in Python? Which of the following is a valid expression? Okay, is or are. So like multiple expressions can be correct. We know that for sets, we can calculate union using this operator. This is union. If you use bitwise OR between two sets, you calculate the union and the answer will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. A set containing all the elements which are there in A and B both. Right? So this is actually a valid expression. This is a valid expression. We cannot add two sets. Addition operator is not allowed on sets. Addition operator is allowed whenever you can concatenate. So addition operator is allowed for list, tuple and strings, but not for sets because they cannot concatenate. There is no order. And hence B is incorrect. Then we have A and B. We know that AND operator calculates intersection. It calculates intersection. Right? So intersection of these two sets will be just the element 3. This will be the output of this. It is a valid expression. We can use it. And then the power, like this operator, power operator, this what it does, for integers it calculates bitwise XOR. But for sets it will calculate symmetric difference. Right? It will calculate the symmetric difference. So what is the symmetric difference? Elements in A which are not in B, which is 1 and 2, and elements in B which are not in A, which are 4 and 5. So you will have 1, 2, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 4 and 5. So this is also a valid expression. We can use it. Correct answers are A, C and D. Okay. A, C and D. Now let's look at the next question. What does this code print? I is equal to 0 while I less than 3, print I plus equal to 1, else print done. So I is equal to 0 here initially. And we are checking, is 0 less than 3? 0 is less than 3, so we will go inside. We will print I. Print I means 0 will be printed. And then I plus equal to 1 means I will be incremented by 1. I will become 1 now. And this else belongs to this while. So this else will only execute if the previous loop did finish completely, right? Else with a loop only executes if the previous loop did not break. And actually there is no break statement, so it can never break. We will execute else here, okay, because there is no break statement inside while. So else will be executed. Now again I is 1. Is 1 less than 3? Yes, 1 is less than 3, so 1 will be printed. And I will be incremented to 2. Is 2 less than 3? 2 is also less than 3, so 2 will be printed. And again I will be incremented by 1, so I will become 3. Now is 3 less than 3? 3 is not less than 3, so the condition will break out and we will come out. Condition is false. We did not run break as the last statement, and hence else will execute and we will print done as well. So the output will be 0, 1, 2 done in new line. So options don't have in new line, but the best possible fit is option B. Although this option is incorrect, the answer will be 0, 1, 2 and done in new line, because print statement by default will take the cursor in the new line. So this will be the exact output, 0, 1, 2 done. Correct answer is option B. Okay. Cool. Now let's look at the next question. S is the string level. Okay, S is the string level with capital L. L-E-V-E-L. Okay. And we have to print this entire expression. So here we have comparison operator, but comparison operator precedence is least, right? Firstly, we will evaluate this and this and this, everything. So what is S dot lower? What is S dot lower? Lower function does what? It will convert everything to lower case, right? So S dot lower will give you a new string in which the entire string will be present in lower case, L-E-V-E-L. This is what the lower function does. Now we have S colon colon minus 1. This is the standard way of reversing a string. We have seen it in slicing, right? In slicing, when we saw slicing in string lecture, we saw this is the standard way of reversing a string. So this will give you a new copy of a string which will be the reverse of the original string, which means it will be L-E-V-E and then capital L, right? And then you are applying the lower function on it. Which means it will again become L-E-V-E-L. So this string is also level and this string is also level. And we are comparing, are these two strings equal? They are equal, they are exactly same. And hence this entire expression will become true. This comparison operator will return true. So when you print it, the answer will be true, which is option A. Okay, so this is a beautiful use case of converting the string into lower case and then checking they are equal or not. The string and the reverse of it. So a string which is equal to its reverse string is called a palindrome. So here the lower case string was actually a palindrome. This was not palindrome. If you directly have written S is equal to S colon colon minus 1, then you would have gotten false, because S is capital L-E-V-E-L and the reverse of it is L-E-V-E capital L. They are not equal. But we have converted both of them to lower case, then they are equal. And hence the answer is true. Okay. So after converting to lower case, they are palindrome and hence the answer is option A. Okay. Now let's look at the next question. What is the output of the following Python code? We have a list containing elements 10, 20 and 30. So list is a variable pointing to a list containing elements 10, 20 and 30. Now we are saying print lst.pop1. Pop function deletes the element which is present at this index. Index is 1 here. Index is given as 1. So the indices are 0, 1 and 2. And pop1, when we say lst.pop1, it will delete the element present in at this index, which means this will be deleted and this will be returned as well. So the entire statement will become 20. After deletion, it will just become 20. So it deletes and returns the element. So it will just become 20 and 20 will be deleted. So here you will have 20 as the output. So 20 will be printed and end is equal to space. So output will be 20 and then you will have a space and then you are printing the list after a space. So now the list contains elements 10 and 30. So 20 space 10 and 30. This will be the output. Okay. So 20 space 10 and 30, which is option A. So option A is correct here. Okay. Always remember that the pop function also returns the value it deleted. So here the value deleted was 20, which was at index 1, and hence 20 will be returned and 20 will be printed. Okay. So this is option A. Now let's look at the next question. Which of the following statements are correct for dictionaries in Python? Multiple select type question. Which of the following statements are correct for dictionaries in Python? Dictionary keys must be unique. Yes, the keys of the dictionary must be unique. We have seen that the elements of a set or the keys in a dictionary must be unique. Next is dictionary values must be unique. The values in the dictionary must be unique. The values may or may not be unique. Values can be anything and you can duplicate values as well, right? So dictionary values must be unique is incorrect. Dictionary values might be unique, they might not be unique. You might have duplicates as well, that is allowed. Next is keys can be of any data type. Can keys be of any data type? No. In a dictionary, key must be hashable because only the hash value is stored. We have seen this in the last lecture, right? And hence they cannot be of any data type. They must be immutable. For example, a tuple can be a key, but a list cannot be a key. A list, a dictionary, a set cannot be a key of a dictionary, and hence key can be of any data type is incorrect. Keys must be immutable, which means tuple strings are allowed, but lists are not allowed. So option C is incorrect. Next, values can be of any data type. That is correct. In a dictionary, value can be of any data type. It can be actually a list, a dictionary. It can be mutable, immutable, hashable, not hashable. It doesn't matter. It can be even be duplicate, and hence yes, values can be of any data type. So options A and D are correct here. Options A and D. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at the next question. It is a multiple select question again. Consider the following Python expression. Which of the following is or are valid operations on the list? On the tuple, sorry. So here we have a tuple T. T is in memory is pointing to a tuple. Let's say at memory location 756. Then we have 1, 2. First element is 1, second element is 2, and third element is a list containing 3 and 4. So list is internally stored in some other memory location. Always like this. 3 and 4. And only the address, let's say address is 819, so only the address will be stored here. This is how internally it is stored. Now we are doing t2.append 5. Again, although tuples are immutable, but if there is a mutable object present inside a tuple, then that mutable object can change. Here this mutable object is a list. So when you say t of 2, so index is 0, 1 and 2. So t of 2 is this list and you can append an element 5 in this list. This is allowed. Okay, so this is a valid operation. Then we have t of 1 is equal to 20. T of 1 is 20 means this element should change to 20. Now tuples are immutable. You cannot change any element in place. So t of 1 is equal to 20 will give you an error. This is not allowed. But any mutable object inside it can change because that is actually pointing to some other memory location. Then we have t of 2 is equal to list containing 5, 6. Again, see here there is an address 819. Let's say the address is 819 here. That is pointing here. Now you are saying instead of this it should point, second means this element should point to a list containing 5, 6. So another list which is 5, 6 will be created in memory. Let's say at memory location 913, and you are saying now instead of 819 it should point here. But that is not allowed. You cannot change what is present inside a tuple. So this address cannot change. It will always point to this list. It can never point to a different list because this address cannot change. Here 1, 2 and this address are fixed. You cannot change them because tuple is immutable. But we can make changes to this list, this memory address, because this is a list. It can change. This tuple cannot change. So this pointer changing is not allowed. You cannot assign another list in a tuple, right? And hence this is not allowed. Then we have type of t is equal to tuple. So yes, type of t is actually tuple, and this operation is valid. You will get the answer as true. So this is a valid operation. Options A and D are correct. B and C are incorrect here. Okay, options A and D are correct. Now let's look at the next question, numerical answer type question. What is the output of the following code? We have a list 1, 2, 3, 4 and we are doing slicing and then we are doing sum. So if we do list slicing, list is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The indices are 0, 1, 2 and 3 and the slice that we are taking is colon 3. Colon 3. It means that this is the stopping point. Starting is not given, so default start value will be taken as 0 and default step size will be taken as 1. So here we will take from elements from 0 till stopping point is 3. So we will stop at 2 only because stopping point is exclusive when we are doing slicing. So this will create another list. Always slicing creates another list, another structure. So here another list will contain 1, 2, 3 because we are taking elements from 0, 1 and 2. So this is what we will take. And now we are trying to print the sum of this list. You can actually use the sum function on a list, on a tuple or on a set. It will just calculate the sum of all elements, which is 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6. Okay, so the sum will be printed as 6. So the sum of this slice is 6. So answer will be 6. Okay. Now let's look at the next question. What is the output of the following Python code? X equal to 0 if X, L if not X, else. Okay. So again, 0 internally is treated as false, right? So if you are writing if X, so 0 will mean false, which means this condition is false. So false means this condition won't execute. You will go to the next condition, L if not X. Now not of 0 means not of false. Not of false is true. So L if true. True means what? You will go inside, you will execute this code. Now else will only execute if none of the conditions were true. So this will not execute and this will not execute. Only this elif will execute and you will print not true. Not true will be printed as the output. The answer will be option B, not true. Okay. So answer is option B. Always remember 0 is considered as false and any other number 1, 2, 3 they are all considered as true. Okay. Okay. So and also like we have actually seen that in conditions in the lecture we have seen what all values are considered as false. 0 is considered as false. False is considered as false. 0.0 is considered as false. Empty string is considered as false. Empty list, empty set, empty dictionary, empty set and empty tuple. All of them are considered as false. So if you have any one of them, they will all be considered as false. So here the answer will be not true. Okay. And except these values, everything is considered as true only. Okay. Now let's look at the next question, multiple select type question. Which of the following will produce output 0, 1, 2? Which of these codes will produce an output of 0, 1, 2? It is a multiple select question. For I in range 3, print I and equal to space. So range 3 means it will take values 0, 1 and 2. So we will print 0, then space, then 1, then space, then 2 and then space. So the answer is correct. It will print 0, 1, 2 on the screen. Option A is correct. Option B is a while loop. I is equal to 0. So I will be the variable 0. And while I is less than 3, so 0 is less than 3, so you will print 0 and then space, then I will be incremented by 1. Then now you will, again 1 is less than 3, so 1 will be printed and then again a space will be there. Then I plus equal to 1 means I will become 2. Now then print 2, 2 will be printed and then a space will be added. Then I plus equal to 1 means I will become 3. Now 3 is not less than 3, condition is false, you will come out. So the output again will be 0, 1 and 2. So this is also correct. Now option C is space dot join stri for I in range 3. So what is this? This is comprehension. This is a tuple comprehension, like, right? stri for I in range 3. Okay. So here, like, stri for I in range 3 becomes an iterable and we are providing this iterable to the join function. So what does this entire statement do? I will take the values 0, 1 and 2. And we are converting all of them to strings, right, using the str constructor. So we are actually converting an integer to a string, right? str0 means you will get the string 0. And if you write str1, it will give you string 1. And similarly for 2 as well. So here this entire piece of code will give you, this comprehension will give you an iterable and it will take values the string 0, then the string 1 and then the string 2. And it is an iterable. Okay, it is an iterable. Let's say it is a list. It is an iterable actually. So this iterable, and we are joining this iterable on space. So you will just join all of them. We have already seen how the join operation works. So it will just join all these three strings within a space. So 1 space, 2 space, 0 space, 1 space, 2 will be printed. This will be the output 0, 1, 2. Okay, so option C is also correct. 0, 1, 2. And option D is I is equal to 3 while I print 3 minus I and is equal to space. So here I is 3 initially. Now while I means while 3 will be considered as true. Okay, only 0 is considered as false. So 3 is considered as true. You will print 3 minus I. 3 minus I means 3 minus 3 is 0, and then a space will be added. Then I minus equal to 1. It means that I will be decremented by 1. I equal to I minus 1. So I will become 2 now. Now while 2 is also true. So you will go inside, print 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Then a space will be added. Then I will be decremented by 1. I will again become 1. So while 1 is true only, then print 3 minus 1, which is 2, and then a space will be added. Then I will be decremented by 1, which means I will become 0. Now we have while 0. 0 is false, which means your condition broke down and you will come out of the loop, and the output will again be 0, 1, 2. So all the programs actually give the output of 0, 1, 2. All the programs which are given here. So correct answers are A, B, C and D. All of them are correct. Okay. Now let's see the next question, numerical answer type question. What will be the output of this code? A is the set containing 1, 2, 3. B is the set containing 3, 4, 5. And you are printing the length of A, and we have this bitwise XOR operator. The bitwise XOR operator in set does what? It will calculate the symmetric difference. It will calculate the symmetric difference. So for any two set A and B, if you do bitwise XOR, it will calculate the symmetric difference, which is A intersection B, A minus B union B minus A. All the elements in A which are not in B, and all the elements in B which are not in A. So what is A minus B here? All the elements in A which are not in B. So here 1 and 2. So this set will contain 1 and 2. And this set B minus A, all the elements in B which are not in A, which is 4 and 5. So you will just take the union of both of them. So you will get a set containing elements 1, 2, 4 and 5. Okay. So this set will contain 4 elements, the symmetric difference 1, 2, 4 and 5. And when you print the length of this set, it means how many elements it has? It has 4 elements. Right? 1, 2, 4 and 5. So the length will be 4. So the answer will be 4 here. Now let's see the next question. Again, multiple select type question. Which of the following can be used as a key in a dictionary? So which of the following can be used as a key in a dictionary? We know that only hashable types can be used as a key in a dictionary. Only hashable types. They must be immutable. Right? And hence a string is immutable. A string can be hashed and a string can be used as a key in a dictionary. Then we have integer. Integer can be hashed and integer can be used as a key in a dictionary. Then a list. List containing 1 and 2. List is mutable. List is mutable and hence it cannot be hashed and hence it cannot be used as a key in a dictionary. Then we have a tuple containing 1 and 2. So if a tuple contains a mutable object inside it, that cannot be hashed. But if a tuple does not contain any mutable object, if it only contains immutable objects, which is 1 and 2, then that can be used as a key. It is again hashable, so option D is correct. It can be used as a key in a dictionary. Then option B is a tuple containing a set. Here we have a set. So this tuple contains a mutable object. Although tuples are immutable, but this tuple contains a mutable object. Contains a mutable object. Mutable object is the set here. And hence you cannot calculate the hash value of this tuple. Any tuple which contains a mutable object becomes mutable because the object inside it is mutable, and hence you cannot calculate the hash of this. If you calculate the hash of this using the hash function, you will get an error and it cannot be used as a key in a dictionary. That's why. So option E is incorrect. Only option A and D are correct. They can be used as a key. Oh sorry, options A, B and D are correct. Okay. A, B and D are correct. Now let's see the next question. Again, numerical answer type question. What will be the output of the following Python code? So we have a string S, it has bananas, and D is a dictionary, empty dictionary. Now we are seeing for C in S, for every character in S, a string is an iterable. It will give its every character one by one. So firstly C will become B, then C will become A and so on. We are saying D of C is equal to D dot get C comma 0 plus 1. Okay, this is another way of creating a default dictionary actually. So what we are saying here is D is an empty dictionary. Let's see. So in memory, let's say this is the dictionary that I have. It is at memory address 756 and the variable D is pointing here. It is a key value pair. Okay. Right now it is empty. Right now it is empty. And we are saying for C in S. So firstly C will become this character B. This character B. Now D of B, which means D of this character B. So is equal to D of D dot get C comma 0. It means that we are doing D dot get C is what? The character B. The string B comma 0. So is the string B present inside as a key? Is the string B present as a key in this dictionary? String B is not present. But get function never gives you an error. Get function will never give you an error even if the key is not present. If the default value is given, get function takes two values. One is the key and one is the default value. Right? So if the key is not present, it will give you the default value. So here, since B is not present, it will give you the default value which is 0. So this entire thing will become 0. And now 0 plus 1 will become 1. So we are essentially saying D of string B is equal to 1. This is a standard way of inserting a key value pair in the dictionary because B as a key is not present. So it will just create a new key value pair B and 1. So B and 1 will be added in this dictionary. Now next C will become the character A, the string A. Again string A is not present, so default value will be 0. 0 plus 1 will become 1. Again same thing will happen for A as well. A and 1. Then for N also same thing will happen. For N also same thing will happen. Then again we have A. So A is already present. So when we call this function now, D dot get A comma 0. Right now A as a key is present in the dictionary. Its value is 1. So it will not give the default value. It will give the value which is present, which is 1. So it will become 1 and 1 plus 1 will become 2. So it will be incremented. So this one will become 2 now. Now again C will become N. N is already there. So its value will be incremented. Then C will become A again. A is already there. So its value will be incremented, which is 3. Then again S. S is not present in the dictionary. So its value will be added. String S will have a value 1. So at the end the dictionary will be like this. The string B has value 1. String A has value 3. String N has value 2. And string S has value 1. So this is how we just have created a counter basically, in which we are actually counting all the elements which are unique and how many times they are present. You have to print D of A. So how many times is A present? A is present 3 times. Like the value corresponding to A is 3 and hence the answer will be 3. Okay, the answer will be 3. Okay, output is 3 in this code. Okay, now let's look at the next question. Here we have a matrix which is a list of list. So we have created it using list comprehension. So this is the outer loop. This is the outer loop for I in range 3. So I will take values 0, 1 and 2. And for every such value we are creating a list. So when I is 0 we are trying to create a list. So let's see the first list. So when I is 0, what will happen? Again J will take values from 0, 1 and 2. So this list will contain values I into J. I into J is what? J will take values 0, 1 and 2. And I is 0 only right now. So 0 into 0, 0 into 1, 0 into 2 will get 0, 0, 0 only. So the first list will contain element 0, 0, 0. Now the second list will contain when I becomes 1, it will be 1 into 0, 1 into 1, 1 into 2. So which means 0, 1 and 2. And when I becomes 2, 2 into 0, 2 into 1, 2 into 2. So the third list will contain values 0, 2 and 4. So this is the list that we are creating. When I equal to 0, this is the list that created. And when I equal to 1, this is the list that got created. And when I equal to 2, this is the list that got created. So we added 3 lists in a list. And this is the matrix we have. Matrix contains 3 lists. At 0, 1 and 2, we have 3 lists. And inside that we have 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, indexing 0, 1, 2, like that. Okay. Now we are flattening it. Now again we are flattening it. Again we are using comprehension. So here we have this as the inner outer loop and this as the inner loop. So for row in matrix means row will firstly take this list, then row will take this list, then row will take this list. So firstly row will be this entire list. So row will be this entire list and inside that we are doing for x in row. So x will be firstly this element, then this element, and then this element. So x will be firstly the element 0. And only we are adding if x modulo 2 is 0, which means only if x is an even number. Only if x is an even number, we are adding x in the final list. So in the final list flat, firstly x will take the value 0 and we will add x if x is even. So x is even, 0 is even. So 0 will be added, then x will become 0 again. So again 0 will be added, then x will become 0 again. So again 0 will be added. And then row will become this entire list. Then row will become this list. Again x will take the value 0. So 0 is again added. Then x will take the value 1. 1 is an odd number. So that will not be added. Odd numbers will not be added. Only if x modulo 2 is 0, then we will add. Then x will take the value 2. So 2 is an even number, so we will add 2. Then x will take the value 0. So 0 is an even number, 0 will be added. Then again x will take the value 2. 2 is an even number, so 2 will be added. Then x will take the value 4. 4 is again an even number, so 4 will also be added. So the flat list will contain 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 2 and 4 like this. Okay, this is the standard way of flattening a matrix, right? And here we are only adding if it is an even number, so these are the elements that will be added. So when you print flat, this list will be printed, which is option D, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 2, 4. Okay, so option D is correct. Cool. Okay, let's see the next question. It is an MCQ question. Here what we are doing, import copy. T1 is equal to the tuple containing 1 and 2, 3. Then T2 is equal to copy dot deep copy of T1, which means entire tuple will be copied along with all its inner elements. Deep copy, what it does? So T1 in memory will look like this. It is a tuple containing the first element is 1 and second element is pointing to a list which contains elements 2 and 3. So this is what T1 is pointing to, right? It is a tuple and this is a list. And when you make a deep copy of it, a copy of entire tuple and all the inner elements will be created. So 1 and then another pointer to another list will be created in memory. This will be a tuple and this will be a list. Okay, so this is how deep copy works. It will create a copy of everything. Now T2 will be pointing to this tuple here. Okay, then you are saying T2 of 1, 0 is 99. T2 of 1 means this index. This is index 0. T2 of 1 is this list. And inside here we are changing element. 0 will become 99 now. So this element will change to 99. So if you are making a deep copy, there will be no changes in the original list. If you were doing a normal copy, or if you are doing it like this, T1.copy, then in that case it will be a shallow copy and it will have been pointing to the same like inner list, right? But here you are making a deep copy, so there will be no changes in T1. T1 will remain as it is. You will still have 1 and then a list containing 2, 3. So when you print T1, the answer will not change. T1 will remain as it is. Only T2 will change. Okay, since you are creating a deep copy here. Just note what you are doing. Shallow copy or deep copy, accordingly you have to answer. Okay. So correct answer is option A, 1, 2, 3. There are no changes to the tuple T1. Then let's look at this question. Words is equal to apple, banana, cherry. There is a list containing 3 strings and that is like words is the variable. Then you are creating a dictionary using dictionary comprehension here. So you are saying for W in words. For W in words, which means W will firstly take this string, then this string and then this string. So firstly W will become apple. Now you are adding W colon length of W. W colon length of W only if A is inside the word. If A in word means what? A in W. So is the string A present inside the W? Is this string a substring of this string? Right? That's what membership operator does. We have already seen it. So is A inside this W? A is present as a substring here. For this also A is there, right? There is A 2 times, 3 times here actually, but doesn't matter. True is what we have. But A is not present inside cherry. So this if condition will fail for when W is cherry. But this if condition will be true for apple and banana. So when W is equal to apple and banana, then only we will, in the dictionary, we will add W and length of W. So the key is W, which means when W is apple, the key will be apple and the value is the length of W. Length of W means number of character inside this string, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the key, this is the value. Then when W becomes banana, then also it will be added. When W equal to banana, then also it will be added. The key will be banana and the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. Then when W is cherry. When W is cherry, since this condition will fail because A is not present inside the word, and hence for cherry we will not add it in dictionary. Only these two will be added in the dictionary, apple and 5 and banana and 6. The key is apple, value is 5, the key is banana and value is 6. Apple 5, banana 6 is option B, right? And hence the answer will be B. Just take a look at the comprehension very carefully and then you can answer the question. Okay, option B. Cool. Now let's look at this question. Again, MCQ type question. From collections import default dict, which means you are creating a default dictionary. And it is a default dictionary of type string, which means by default an empty string will be there for every key. Even if the key is not present, the value will be an empty string. Because for a string, the default value is empty string. Now you are saying d of x plus equal to a. It means that you are saying d of x is equal to d of x plus the string a. Now x as a key is not present in the dictionary right now because d is an empty dictionary right now. D is an empty dictionary, right? So when you do this, d of x will be what? D of x is not present, x is not present, and hence the default value, which is empty string, will be there for default dict. If you had a normal dictionary here, then you would have gotten an error because this key does not exist. But you don't have a normal dictionary, you have a default dict, and hence this will be an empty string, and empty string plus the string a is what? Concatenation will happen. Plus operator is concatenation, which means empty string plus a will be just the string a. You are just adding empty string in front of a, so it will be just string a. So now in the dictionary you will have key as x and the value is the string a. Similarly for y also you are doing it. Y is also not present, empty string will be there, and you are adding b. So for the string y, the value is b. Similarly for z, you will have value as c because z is also not present. It will add empty string to the string c, and this is what will happen. Now you are saying d of x is equal to d of x plus d. So this statement is what? D of x is equal to d of x plus the string d. Now x is already present inside the dictionary, so its value will be taken. Its value is what? A. So a plus d will be what? It will be the string ad. So this value will now change to string ad. For x, the value will now become string ad. So this is the dictionary that we have created. With these lines of code, the dictionary will be xad, yb and zc. Now you are just printing xd and dx, dy and dz, which means the values corresponding to x, y and z. For x it is ad, for y it is b, and for z it is c. And by default there is no separator, so space will be there. So the answer will be ad, b and c. ad space b space c will be printed in this statement. Then you are printing the length of d. Length of d means number of key value pairs. Number of key value pair is 1, 2, 3. There are 3 key value pairs, and hence the final answer will be ad, b, c, and then in the new line you will have 3, which is option A. Right? ad, b, c 3, and option B and C are incorrect, and option D is error. Okay, so yes, you can perform an addition on an empty string, that is allowed, and hence the answer will be option A here. Okay, cool. So these were a few questions on data types and control statements. Now we will see more concepts in Python. Thank you.